My name's Deborah Silverman. I'm an astrologer and a psychotherapist of over 40 years, a lifetime of studying stars. And I'm so excited because I wish that I would have met me when I was your age or when I was younger or just beginning to learn astrology. I'm going to make astrology so simple by simply joining a membership and being able to, on a monthly basis, get a download of a full moon video, a new moon video, learning about an interview with somebody who's really interesting that knows about that sign, being able to have questions and answers directly with me, a montage where it's a creative expression about how that sign works. Because I didn't know where to go. When I started learning astrology, it was just a million books and me going through them. And it was so, the sky was the limit. It was so big. That's a pun. So now I'm trying to bring it down to earth and make it English. And I have these super cool people who are fascinating that I'm going to be interviewing. But most of all, I want to interview you. I can't do it directly, but when you become a member of this platform, you start to learn about your sign. So there's really simple ways of doing it. Just learning how to go to astro.com and coming up with how do I get my chart. That's the first step. And even for you beginners that know nothing, you're going to find yourself curious, like, what's my elemental distribution? How much water, air, earth, and fire do I have in my chart? What's the primary planets that are standing out? It's all a language that you don't know yet. It sounds a little bit Egyptian and like hieroglyphics, and it is. But I've got the ability over all these years to break it down into simple English and to be able to give it to you in bite-sized bits. So my delight is being able to bring you an ancient science that's super complicated and bring it down each month to ways that you can learn about it and be fascinated. And suddenly you're going to be able to be prepared. Like, oh, I'm going into a Saturn return. For those of you 28 to 30 or 58 to 60, or oh, I'm going into a Saturn cycle. Every 7 years it shifts. It's very simple information that usually takes so long to figure out. You kind of like dig in and you start studying and the stars start hitting you in the head. It's like the cartoons where the little stars are going around their head and you're like, I can't follow all this. I'm going to make it so simple for you. So that at the end of watching these platforms, being able to be inside the star community, you'll say, oh, this month is about that sign. And by the end of a whole year, you'll know that sign so well because we'll have spent a month together with the montage and the questions and answers. And then by the end of a whole year, you'll have gone through all 12 signs. That's the way that you learn astrology, is from someone that's got deep experience. It's an oratory skill. It's something that wasn't written down in the traditional form because it's ancient. It's timeless. Think back 5,000 years ago. I love looking into the history of astrology. They say it's the oldest science on earth. And my secret belief is it wasn't brought to us by humans. It was brought to us by an intelligence that's so far beyond ours. And the intelligence downloaded this information, put it down into some sort of cryptic writing with hieroglyphics and all kinds of analogies and archetypes. And then it's been passed down through the ages till even now. If you look at your newspaper, the dated newspapers, there's still an astrology column. Why? Because the memory in all of our psyches of once being connected to the heavens and understanding spiritually that big picture and believing in spirit or God, that there was a design, as Einstein said, God was not playing with dice. There really is an order in the heavens. That's so exciting for me to be able to translate into English and not make it so complicated or so mysterious, but very simple. So I'm inviting you to come join us in this membership. It's called www.thestarcommunity.com. You had to find me somehow. You must be somewhere nearby. And now I'm inviting you to come join us and have an opportunity to really learn at the simplest level, one sign at a time, what is the nature of astrology? And then you go down the rabbit hole and you'll find yourself completely captured. Sometimes I feel like a drug dealer because everybody gets addicted because it's so interesting. And at this time in our history, better known as her story, we're longing for wisdom. We're longing for really learning something with the mind that's spiritual, that's ancient, timeless, and soothing. So my hope is I can comfort all the craziness that goes on our planet by looking up and knowing that God was not playing with dice. There's a reason. We're on schedule, and you're going to find out how you can play your part by learning your chart.